Hi, I'm Carolyn Beam with Quiltmaker magazine. I'm excited to share our exclusive Block of the Month Quilty Baskets. This fun, scrappy quilt was designed by Julie Sanders. It's available in 3 different colorways. There's scrappy reds and browns, scrappy blues and yellows, and scrappy greens. Kits are available at quiltandsewshop.com, along with the monthly digital pattern. So today I'd like to show you how to make block 12. The center of this block has 16 small triangle squares. I'm going to show you a fast way to make 8 triangle squares at one time. So you need to cut 2 squares of fabric. You'll have your triangle and background fabric. And the dimension to cut these is figured by taking the finished size of your square, which is 1 inch, adding the normal 7/8 inch seam allowance, so that's 1 7/8, and multiply that by 2. That's a 3 3/4 inch square. Cut 2 squares that are 3 3/4 inches. Now you're going to draw some lines on the background. On the back of the background, you'll draw 2 lines from directly in the center, going both ways, and then you'll draw diagonal lines from corner to corner, both ways. Now you're going to sew. I've got the sewn lines here in a dark thread, which you'd normally use a lighter thread to match your fabric, but you're going to sew a 1/4 inch on either side of the diagonal lines, like I've done here. Once you've sewn your lines, you're going to cut the triangle squares apart. So you'll cut on all of the drawn lines. And keep them all together when you're cutting. And then when you open them up, you'll have your triangle squares. This makes 8 triangle squares at one time, so you'll need to do this twice to make 16 triangle squares. To assemble this block, the first thing you're going to do is arrange the triangle squares that you just made into 4 rows, like this. You'll sew them together into the rows, and then sew these 4 rows together to make this block center. You'll add narrow strips to the sides, top and bottom, and then you'll add the 2 triangles to make the bottom of the basket. To make the top of the basket, you'll sew patches together into rows like this, and then sew these rows together. Once they're all sewn together, you'll sew them to the bottom of the block like this, add the sides, and add the bottom triangle. Now let's look at the string piece sections. Each month you've been sewing 4 of these sections, these string piece sections. Now is the time to sew them together. We're going to leave 4 just like they are for the corners. You're going to sew 10 sets of 2 sewn together like this, and these will be the setting triangles. And then you'll sew 6 blocks with 4 sewn together for blocks that go into the quilt itself. Now that you've got all your basket blocks and your string piece blocks and sections sewn together, it's time to assemble the quilt. You'll arrange the blocks and sashing in diagonal rows. Sew the diagonal rows together. Add the string pieced corners to all 4 corners, and your quilt top is complete. You can follow the quilting instructions found in the pattern. We hope you're enjoying sewing your quilty baskets. Join our Sew Along at Quilters Club of America. There you can sign up for a free membership to join in discussions, show your block photos, and ask questions. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up below, share it on social media, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me.